Grand God afternoon, evening. Y'all, life has been lifing. I'm feeling myself with this filter though. Yes, come through. Look at this. I need to go back and get mine more highlighted like this. And look at these freckles. I kind of like the freckles and stuff. Anyways, that's not what I got on here for, but this filter gave me life today, just now. Like, what? Like, what? It really did. Like, I don't care what y'all say. Don't get mad. Get delivered. That's what my shirt say. For feeling myself. Okay, let me come off my conceited self right now, because this is a filter. But what I really got on here to say, it was necessary. It was necessary for you to go through the talk abouts, the lied-ons, the stabs in your back, if you went through rape, being homeless, almost losing your mind, going through a bad marriage, miscarriages. It was necessary. It wasn't to kill you, but it was to make you stronger. It was building up your character. It was building up your stamina so that when you run this race this time, you don't get the wind knocked out of you. You don't lose your breath. You don't stop on the first lap, but you're going to keep going like the Energizer Bunny. You're going to keep going and keep going and keep going, because he built and equipped you to last. You were built for tough. Found on the road is what they said, dead, but you're going to be found on the road delivered, not dead. Because nothing about God is dead. He's alive. You're alive. You're breathing. You're breathing. You're breathing. You're looking at me. Even if you can't look at me, you're hearing me. So that means you are breathing and you are alive. That means you still got life left. That means he still has need of you and I. So you might as well be found delivered, found free. Don't allow your mistake to hinder your progress. You've been stepping, you've been crawling, you've been walking, you've been laying there. But guess what? God said it's time to get your lazy self up, pick up your head, get out of that pity pat party, get out of that woe is me, get out of that shame, come up out of that guilt. It's time for you to walk with your head held high and be found on the road delivered. It's time for you to go out and get them. It's time for you to go speak. It's time for you to go take that healing in your hands and heal. It's time for you to open up that mouth that you lied on everybody with when you were out there. And now that you saved, you want to sit sanctified and be quiet and keep all of that to yourself. Iron sharpens iron, baby. It's time for you to open up your mouth and speak only what God tells you to speak and say only what God tells you to say. But it's time for you to bust hell wide open. Crack his head to the white meat. I'm telling you. Crack it like an egg, to where it's unparable, because you don't even know where the pieces are at. And how you do that? By getting on them knees. How you do that? Discipline. How you do that? Obedience. How you do that? Fasting. How do you do that? Worship. How do you do that? Stand in the face of the enemy. Stand in the face of the enemy. And don't bow. Don't bend, because you know who's fighting with you and who's been fighting for you. If God be for you, who can be against you? Satan, his imps, they've been defeated. Did y'all not hear me last time? Y'all forgot? Go back and watch my other ones. God snatched back the keys. So that means God has the power and the authority. And you got the same power and the authority to snatch back your peace, your strength, your faith. Everything that the enemy stole, you got the power and the authority. Now, what you gonna do with it? You gonna lay there and keep getting whooped? You gonna lay there and keep setting up a pity pat party? They lied on Jesus. They spit on him. They stabbed him. They stuck him. They did everything they can do You know the story. But what did he do? He died. And then what else did he do? He rose. God said, yeah, you died. I had to kill the old you. I had to kill the old thinking. I had to kill the old way. I had to kill your past so that you can live, so that you can be free, so they can talk about the new you. And guess what? Some of them, baby, ain't even going to want to talk about the new you. You make them so mad. You made them mad when you was out there. You made them mad when you was on their team. So make them mad. Make them big mad. Stomp like a big dog. Come back with a vengeance. Come back with a vengeance. Make them big mad. They gonna be mad anyways. They talking anyways. They running their mouth anyways. They lying instead of doing the same stuff anyways. So give them something to talk about, baby. Talk about this new house. Talk about this new car. Talk about this financial blessing. Talk about how I was but got healed. Talk about how I was but he delivered. Talk about how I almost lost my mind but God stepped in right on time. Talk about how I almost went through a divorce but God took the papers and cut them up. And he repaired, restored, and made it better than when we walked through the first time. Talk about that. And while y'all in my business, I ain't just talking about me. And some of this stuff ain't me. I'm just talking about what God has given me. Come on back. Come on back. Quit trying to fill me out. Quit trying to say she about to go through a divorce. No. I did that. The first time. It didn't work. I was 19. Second time, God restored. God gave me a Boaz. God gave me somebody who's on my team. It ain't... And don't even, I hear God saying, don't even belittle what I give you in this season. Don't even downplay it. Nah, I gave this to you in the face of the enemy. Talk about this big blessing. But don't be conceited. Don't get big-headed. Be humble. But flex. God said this is a big flex season. Oh, God, I hear you. This is a big flex season. They flexed on you all season. They counted you out all last season. They dogged you all last season. But God said, this is your big flex. Come on, lift up your arms. Push-ups. God said it's time to push up. Because I'm giving you weight. And I ain't talking about depression. I ain't talking about ball down weight. But I'm giving you weight. I built you for this. I'm giving you stamina. I'm allowing you to push up the weight. Because I carried it for you. Now it's time for you to see what I've been doing behind the scenes. Now it's time for you to reap. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Now it's time for you to see your seeds, your harvest being manifested. Those seeds that you sown. Now it's time for you to see what you had to get up in the middle of the night praying for folks that you didn't even like. Let's be real about it. Praying for folks who just lied on you. And you found yourself, oh God, have mercy. Oh God. And I hear God saying, the very ones that put their mouths on you got to come back and apologize. Some of them may not, but some of them will. You'll know. You'll know. And God, I even hear God saying, some of the ones that put their mouths on you, talked about you, dogged you, everything. He blessed you so tough, not to be boastful, but to stay humble. But he blessing you so tough because you about to fund the kingdom. You are a kingdom funder. You are a kingdom builder. And he said the reason why they coming back, because I'm going to allow you to have more than enough to bless them. And some of them, I'm going to give you a choice. It's going to be up to you. But God said, this is your big flex. They counted you out. They said you was broker than Joe's turkey. They say you was dumber than a box of rocks. They say you weren't gonna never have nothing. They said you ain't got nothing. But God said, this is your big flex season. This is the grand finale. I'm God. I get the last say so. I chose you. I chose you. That means I love you. That means I came after everything that the enemy thought he stole. Recompense. This is your restoration season. Soak in it. Lay in it. In his presence. Enjoy it. Laugh. Live life full. Because this is your big flex season. And don't you dare downplay what I'm doing. Flex, but be humble. Flex, because you about to bless the very ones that put their mouths on you. You about to bless them. It's about to blow their mind because they're not even going to know it's you. But God said, I'm causing you to be blessed so you can bless. Be blessed.